All right. Um, so another song. Um, this one will be a more serious, I guess, less light-hearted Tall Russia. Um, this one is gonna be about. Oh, that's such a great song. Originally by Mariah Carey and Boys to Men, and it's um, you know um, it's not the it's not that verse I know the most in my soul. It's not that verse. And I know you're shining down on me from heaven. Like so many friends we lost along the way. And I know eventually we'll be together one sweet day. That is such a great song. It's okay. My personal thing is necromancy. And I've been thinking about necromancy for a long time. Thank God I live so close to cemeteries, which I go visit because just like in House of Cards, the Hillary Clinton character, um, was running through the cemetery and she was like, oh, is it not proper to run through a cemetery? And she was kind of haunted by that for a while. Then at the end of that episode, she sees that there are lovers kissing in a cemetery and she just smiles. And when I go to the cemetery, I've been to so many cemeteries, um, including that of Bruce Lee in that trip to Seattle in 2015. Um, when I go to cemeteries, I um, I think it's really beautiful. It's just very wide open space, a lot of interesting decor, oftentimes birds. If it's a cloudy, overcast day, that just makes that atmosphere that much more deep and dark. And when I go to cemeteries, I saw Mayor Ed Lee's tombstone, ex-mayor Ed Lee's tombstone the other week, and it's like, wow. And the Hearst family have so many of their great souls in that cemetery as well. And you know, um, a manager once told me, where do you think Plato's soul is right now? Where do you think Newton's soul or anybody's soul is right now? It just doesn't vanish. It just doesn't disappear. It's somewhere out there. Um, it's somewhere out there. I can feel you out there. I can feel you out there. That's in that My Demon song too, with Master Chief. Um, I can feel you out there. Okay, so that's all fine and dandy. But actual necromancy, if we could have some sort of science of the soul, you can clone a body, but that's not necromancy. It has to be the same soul with the same memories, and that's we don't have anything that can measure that. Um, and then it's great to bring up Arthur C. Clarke's three laws here, because then oftentimes most people will say it's impossible to bring back someone from the dead. Jesus Christ bringing back Lazarus from the dead and bringing back himself from the dead, that is not scientifically documented. And a lot of scientists would probably lean to say necromancy is impossible. But I would put out there that Arthur C. Clarke has the three laws. And I cannot say if it's possible or impossible right now. I can say that Arthur C. Clarke's three laws, the first law, and I'm just going to freestyle it because the way Arthur C. Clarke says it is just like, you don't have to say it that way. That is not the in general way to say it. Arthur C. Clarke says something like, "Oh, when a elderly yet well esteemed, renowned scientist says that something is impossible, he is probably wrong, or she is probably wrong, or they are, or gender pronouns." Are probably wrong. But when this same scientist says something is possible, he's almost certainly, or the scientist is almost certainly correct. And the way I would say it in general is any highly, highly intelligent soul, when this soul says something is impossible, the soul is probably wrong. But when this soul says that something is possible, this soul is almost absolutely, certainly, pretty much right. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's better to just, the way I say things, it just gets to not accepted by any scientific community. If you talk about souls, like a circular definition, you're like, necromancy is bringing back a soul, and then in your definition, you're saying you're a soul. All right. Anyway, let's just go with Arthur C. Clarke's way of saying it. As I mentioned before, and then Arthur C. Clarke's second law is that the only way to know what's possible is to go beyond what's possible to the impossible. That's the only way you know that limit of what is possible. So that might be very useful, intuition at some point. And then his third law is his most famous law, that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So, especially that first law is going to make the scientific community stutter that fucking step before you say necromancy is impossible. A million years in the future, if civilization goes on that long, we probably easily get it. And I guess, are we going to bring back every soul who's ever existed, like a million years in the future? I don't know. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of our dreams. And in my dreams, necromancy, spaceships for everyone, which Elon Musk is really already working on very well, and eternal youth, which Aubrey de Grey and a lot of biotech companies, and that is also being worked on really, really feverishly. Like, people don't want to die because necromancy might be impossible. You can't say it's absolutely possible. Necromancy might be impossible. So, that's the game we're living in this mortal life of not too many years. All right, so that, when I'm gonna share exactly when this song came back into my life, One Sweet Day. It was when I was watching Kamala Harris debate. Who was she debating? She was debating, the VP Pence, and when she talked about her mother from India, just knowing she's up there looking down at all of this now, I felt this song very, very much in that moment. Um, yeah, devils never cry, or devil may cry. I know certain moments I cry plenty when I feel certain things. A lot of this is fiction. Like, this didn't happen. Why am I crying for some video game fiction, like child shit? But it's just like so natural sometimes when you certain moments. It's that real. It is so true, and that's why Devil May Cry. So, when Kamala Harris was debating Mike Pence, and she mentioned her mother looking down on her from heaven, or shining down on her from heaven, I wholeheartedly agree. I have a picture. I have a picture with Kamala Harris um, when I was summering at the district attorney's office of San Francisco. Yeah, dig that up. It went on an Asian newspaper, and I want to dig that up again, because wow, this many years downstream in the river of time, and here we are in this moment. I will just say I just felt it so strongly during that debate between Harris and Pence, and I just felt, you know, I felt very haunted by some things like that. Kamala Harris's mother shining down on us from heaven, like so many friends we've lost along the way. That's a moment. There's so many other moments, which I guess I should be a vlogger or something. I might try to start trying that out. Um, but yeah, what better way to explore the limits of possibility than karaoke of necromancy songs, such as this one. One sweet day, I know we'll be together. One sweet day. I've had a lot of other of these types of moments too before. Mariam Mirzakhani, the first woman who has ever won the Fields Medal in mathematics. She died at 40 of breast cancer. I had year like 2017 year. I was reading about Mariam Mirzakhani, and how she came to life when she saw her daughter Anahita. Um, and it's optometrists will say these are floaters, or sometimes like a little, something. It seems so bright, like a really bright light. It can probably be explained away by optometry, but I saw that very, very, very bright yellowish light in that moment, and it just stayed there for many more moments that I could perceive than usual. And I just kind of feel the soul of Mariam Mirzakhani is out there too. As brilliant and strong a soul as she was, it was such a tragedy that she died at 40. And she's Iranian, she's Persian, and it's such a shame that Ramanujan That mathematician died even younger, I think 33 or so. It's such a shame. Um, I just hope they will, their souls are somewhere out there, and maybe their souls will come back to further the flourishing of our human civilizations on this planet. There's another necromancy song, um, 大海. It's a Chinese song. 如果大海能够换回曾经的爱，让我等待一生在这儿。If the oceans can scream back the love of the past, let me wait my entire lifetime. I just know necromancy is going to happen in some moments of singing, in some moments of feeling, so many moments. I just know we could eventually get necromancy, and I'll just leave that there for now, because not exactly anything concrete I want to talk about right now, but probably more to come. This is a very, very prolific day, and yeah, interesting stuff. Necromancy is gonna fucking happen.